Family photos aren't just pictures, they're shared memories, moments, and stories that hold your family history together. But if they're scattered across phones, laptops, memory cards, and boxes in the attic, they're incredibly vulnerable. Files get lost, devices break, and old formats become unreadable. And if future generations can't easily access or understand what they're looking at, those memories slowly fade away. So in this video, I'm going to take you through practical tips for organizing and preserving your family photos in a way that truly lasts. And make sure you stay to the end. I've got a bonus tip that adds a layer of emotional context that most families never think to include. Why your family photos deserve a central home. One of the biggest issues I see with family photo collections is simple. They are everywhere. On phones, iPads, old computers that barely turn on, WhatsApp threads, on Facebook downloads, shoeboxes, albums, USB sticks, the list goes on. When memories are scattered, they are at risk. Something as small as a lost phone or a corrupted drive can wipe out an entire era of your family's life. Bringing everything together into one central home is the single most helpful thing that you can do for the long-term preservation of your family history. It doesn't have to be fancy, it just needs to be consistent. One main library where everything goes, whether it's on a computer, an external hard drive, or a cloud service you trust. It's not just about finding photos today, it's about leaving behind something for future generations that they can actually navigate. Step 1. Gather everything into one master library. This is the part that takes time, but it's also where the magic happens. You start discovering forgotten photos, unexpected moments, and even entire chapters of your family history you didn't realize were tucked away in old devices. I always recommend a methodical approach. For digital, check every phone in the house, including old ones, stuffed in drawers. Look on laptops, old laptops, tablets, external hard drives, and especially any SD cards or USB sticks that are floating around. Don't forget cloud accounts as well. People often have photos scattered across Google Photos, iCloud, Dropbox, OneDrive, Amazon Photos, or apps they no longer use. And you'd be amazed how many precious photos are hidden inside WhatsApp or Facebook albums that no one ever thought to save elsewhere. As you collect everything, collect one large folder for the whole family. Something simple like Family Photo Archive. Inside it, make a temporary to-sort folder. Everything goes in here first. It doesn't have to be tidy yet. The goal is simply to gather every memory into one digital home. Then there are printed physical photos. They are just as important to gather at this stage because they often hold the oldest and most meaningful memories. You might have albums tucked away on bookshelves, envelopes of prints hidden in drawers, or loose photos sitting in old shoeboxes or cupboards. Don't worry about sorting them yet. The goal right now is to simply bring everything into one place so you can see what you are working with. As you collect them, make a quick note of anything that looks fragile, is stuck in a magnetic sticky album, or shows signs of fading, because you want to prioritize these when you move into the preservation stage. Physical photos are a huge part of your family history, and gathering them early helps you plan how to digitize, store, and protect them properly. You'll be surprised how many lost, forgotten photos show up through this process. Step 2. Create a simple structure that future generations can understand. Once everything lives in one place, the next step is to give your library a structure that will still make sense in 20, 30, or 50 years' time. Overly complicated systems often fall apart because they rely on one person to remember the logic. Instead, choose a structure that the whole family can intuitively follow. Many families choose chronological organization, by year or even by decade for older photos, because time is a universal reference. Others prefer grouping by family branch, especially in large families where the collection spans different households. Some people build their system around major life events, wedding, holidays, childhood years, family reunions, graduations, anniversaries. There's no single right answer. The right structure is the one that feels natural for you and your family. You can absolutely mix these up depending on what feels logical for yourselves. Families are messy, your folder structure can reflect that. What matters most is consistency. Future generations shouldn't have to guess whether holiday photos are under 2020 or summer break or travel. If you choose a system and apply it gently but consistently, your archive becomes easy for everyone to explore. Step 3. Clean up the collection. Once your photos are gathered and lightly structured, it's time for an initial cleanup. This isn't a harsh cull, think of it as clearing away the visual clutter so the real memories stand out. Start by removing the true duplicates, the exact same image 5 times because it was shared through WhatsApp or you got duplicates printed off. Then deal with the obviously unusable images, photos of the inside of your pocket, 5 identical shots of the floor, accidental bets where nothing is in focus, screenshots that don't hold any long-term value, and the ones with those little stickers on that say that they are overexposed. You're not aiming for minimalism, just removing the noise that makes organizing feel overwhelming. This first pass makes the upcoming steps feel lighter. The moment you reduce the chaos, you can finally see the real memories again. Step 4. To scan or not to scan. The next decision is whether you actually want to scan your physical photos, and this doesn't have to be an all or nothing choice. The advantage of scanning is it gives you a digital backup, protects fragile prints, and makes sharing with the family really easy. The downside is it takes time, and if you try to scan every photo you own, you can feel overwhelmed. On the other hand, leaving photos unscanned is perfectly fine. They're stored safely, keep them flat, and not showing any signs of fading or damage. The good news is that you don't need to scan everything. Focus on the most important at-risk or frequently used photos first. And when you do decide to scan, you can choose between phone apps like PhotoScan or PhotoMine for quick results, or a flatbed or fast-feed photo scanner for high-quality digital copies. The choice is yours. If you're listening to this and thinking, wow, my collection is everywhere, you are not alone. And that's exactly why I created my Photo Mess Success courses. It's my step-by-step system for gathering, organizing, protecting, and maintaining your digital photos so they finally make sense. You can find out all the details at photomesssuccess.co.uk. Step 5. Rename photos so they tell a story. Now that things feel a little bit more manageable, start giving your digital photos names that mean something. Most files arrive with names like IMG 3851 or DSC 00214, which tell future generations nothing. When someone opens up the collection in 10 or 20 years, a file name like 1998 Summer Holiday Cornwall instantly gives context. It tells when you were, where you were, and what was happening. You don't need to rename every photo individually. Batch renaming tools make this much easier. Check out bulk rename utility for the PC and a Better Finder rename for the Mac. But even updating just major events, holidays, or years creates a sense of clarity. Naming helps everyone understand the bigger picture. For printed photos, you can still add helpful details, but the approach is a little bit different so you don't damage anything. Divider cards work brilliantly if your photos are stored in boxes or envelopes. You can jot down names, dates, places, or quick notes and keep them grouped with each stack. If you prefer writing directly on the back of photos, always use a soft pencil, because ink and markers can bleed through or leave permanent dents. A light pencil note is gentle, reversible, and won't harm older prints or textured paper. Even adding small details like Mum 1979 Brighton makes a huge difference when someone revisits the photo years from now. And remember, you don't have to label every single print. Prioritize the ones with people, places, or moments that future generations may not recognize. Step 6. Add metadata, tags, and keywords so photos stay searchable. Names help, but for your digital images, metadata is the real gift you give to the future. Metadata is invisible information embedded inside your photo files. Things like who's in the picture, where was it taken, what was the occasion, and any special notes. Unlike folders or apps, metadata travels with the image no matter where it goes. Imagine your grandchildren being able to type Grandpa John into their photo library and instantly seeing every photo of him that you've tagged. Or searching wedding or baby photos or family home and finding whole chapters of your history at once. Metadata makes that possible. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even adding simple keywords like names, places, or important events make your archive instantly more valuable and searchable in the long run. Step 7. Use reliable storage and the 3-2-1 backup rule. Once you've put all this care into organising your memories, you need to make sure they're safe. With digital, technology changes. Drives fail and accidents happen. But for your printed, what you store your photos in is so important. As choose the wrong materials, you can be slowly destroying those precious memories with acids in paper or harmful plastics. So for digital, you need to use the 3-2-1 backup rule. You want 3 copies of your photos stored in 2 different places with 1 copy kept off-site. That could look like your main computer, an external hard drive, and a cloud backup. Or your computer, a NAS, and a drive stored at a relative's house. The idea is simple. No single point of failure should be able to wipe out your family history. When you have redundancy, your memories are protected for decades. For printed photos and memorabilia, storage is very important as they are delicate. Heat, damp, sunlight, and poor storage can damage them over time. Store printed photos in acid-free boxes or albums. Keep them in a cool, dry place and avoid those magnetic sticky albums. Plastic photo-safe boxes are a great option if you want something sturdy, stackable, and easy to label. Just make sure they are made from archival safe materials, because regular plastic containers can trap moisture or release chemicals that damage prints over time. Bonus tip: create a family memory guide that lives beside the photos. Now for that bonus tip, and this is something I encourage every family to do. It's one of the most meaningful things you can add to your archive. Create a simple document. It could be a Word document, a Google Docs, or even a Notes app, and use it to record the stories behind the photos. Write down who the people are, how they're related, where the pictures were taken, what was happening, and any little details that bring the memories to life. Future generations may recognize the people they grew up with, but they won't necessarily know old relatives or family friends. They won't know why a certain house was special, or the story behind a holiday, or the reason someone always made that one particular dessert at Christmas. Your memory guide becomes the bridge between photos and the people viewing them in the future. It turns images into a living family history. If you're ready for the next step, I will recommend this video next on how to digitize your printed photos. It will help you make the right digitizing choice. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more photo organizing tips. Have fun rediscovering your memories. I'll see you in my next video.